February 2010. I was weeks away from going to Afghanistan with the army when I got the call that my best friend, my mentor, my guide through the army to that date had been blown up and killed. Which made me look at my own life and where I was. You know, Dave was a bit of a hero, larger than life, a quality guy, and if it could happen to him, it could happen to anybody. And here I was, 3 stone overweight, unfit, lethargic, basically living a lie. During the day, I was trying to be that hero, and at night I'd got myself into a state where I was escaping life and I'd lost my confidence. I didn't want to be around anybody anymore. I felt vulnerable, I felt empty. That superpower that I used to have had gone. And truth be told, I just wanted to escape all the time. It felt as though I was in a well, falling down, and the light in the well was getting smaller and smaller, and I didn't know how to get myself out. I'd make excuses not to go out with people. I'd make things up though I wouldn't have to go home and see my wife. And it was only really hearing about Dave that it brought it to light. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't be shown to see any weakness. You know, I can't be seen to struggle. I was leading men, I was leading women, I was going to war. And I had people who were relying upon me to get them back safely. I had my wife relying on me to get myself back safely, my family, my mum, others. I was relying on myself to get myself back safely, but the truth be told is, I was scared. I didn't know whether I was capable. I didn't know whether I had it in me. I was a shell of my former self. And at that moment, I realised that I needed to make a change, because if I was going to get myself through that, if I was going to help others and guide people through and be that leader that I needed to be, both for myself and for others, that I needed to make a change. I don't know if you've ever been in that kind of situation, but I was telling myself, all you need to do is get fit, lose a bit of weight, get fit, you'll be okay. It'll sharpen you up. So that's what I did. I got fitter. I did some exercise. I ate well. And as it happens, we all got through that tour. We got back from Afghanistan. Everyone got back safe, which was great. And I thought I'd cracked it. I thought I'd cracked the code. But personally, deep inside, I seemed to be attached to struggle. And I'd get myself up onto this mountain, this high mountain, and I'd feel great, and I'd feel like $1 million. And then for some reason, whatever, I'd self-sabotage, and within 6 months I was back down towards my pit. I'd got ingrained into this habit for such a long time, over years, that I'd pull myself back down. And as bad as it was for me, it must have been even worse for my wife, because she suffered how I was. I didn't want to share my struggles. I didn't want to show that I was weak. And I had to get myself out of it. That was the attitude. And it was hard going. And again, I dragged myself out of that situation. I decided that I was going to get out and I was going to go into business. I was going to create my own life. I was going to create freedom for me, my family, and we were going to get ourselves out of this pit. I was going to finally achieve something with my life. So I got out of the army, I had these visions, I created this business, but it was fear that was pushing me on, fear of the unknown. And I was starting to make money. Things were profitable. Everything looked rosy on the outside. I had this newfound freedom. You know, people were looking in and seeing the calm duck swimming across the water. But what they didn't see was the legs underneath that were paddling furiously. I wasn't getting home until late at night. Often when the missus was already in bed. I was answering emails late into the night, just before my head hit the pillow. I was waking myself up in the middle of the night, anxious, fearful. Where was the next deal coming from? Where was my next client? Was I going to make it? Was I going to be successful? My ego taking over. And then I'd be up in the morning, I'd drag my head off the pillow after finally getting some sleep, to have to sleepwalk downstairs, inject myself with some coffee just to stay awake. And I'd be living on energy drinks. I'd be skipping meals because meetings were taking over. I'd be sat down most of the day. I'd be realizing that I've not eaten all day, and then I'd just go for the most convenient junk food that was available. And this carried on for years, creating this successful life that I was chasing, this freedom. And it wasn't really, I thought I was doing really well. I thought I was achieving great things. And it wasn't until the missus cornered me in the bedroom one day and she told me that she used to like it more when I was in the army because she saw more of me than she did when I was living at home. And that she wished I was still in the army because when I at least came home, I was present, I was there. I had this family around me, I had this life that I was ignoring, chasing these dreams which in hindsight weren't even really important. I had this belief in my head that we could create this thing, and then once we'd achieved it, we'd be happy. But it's only when you get to that stage and you get to that pain and you realize that those things aren't really important. And the things that matter the most are the things that I was pushing away. And I don't know if you find yourself in a situation like that where you think you're chasing these dreams, you're chasing these things, but all you're sacrificing is yourself. You're sacrificing your life, your personal life. You know, your missus is hardly talking to you. She's eating alone on the table at night, or you're out somewhere else. Or when you are home, you've got your head stuck in your phone or in your laptop and you're not paying the blindest bit of attention to what she's saying. And then when you are listening to it, it's because she's moaning at you. Not that she's pissed off with you, it's because she wants some attention. And all you can hear is the blah, 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 blah moaning, which drives you out the door or drives you more into your phone or your laptop as you go. And you just end up pushing people away even more. Those that you love, those that care for you. That's the situation I found myself in. And I realized that I'd gone from living one lie, telling myself that I wanted something else, and I was living this next lie. Now, maybe what I'm saying is you might feel the same, I don't know. Maybe you're waking up tired, in pain, lethargic, sleepwalking through the day, not eating properly, too busy on emails, meetings. Your business is all consuming. Just ask you to look at what damage that is doing. Maybe you're missing your kids. You're not seeing them grow up. You're making excuses why you can't run around with them because you're out of shape. You can't think clearly. You know, my situation was costing me tens of thousands of pounds a year because I was making stupid mistakes because I didn't think clearly. What's your position costing you? With your family, with your life, with your health? How many years is it knocking off your life? What damage are you doing to your own life, to your well-being, to your health, to your happiness, to your family's happiness? What do you need to do? Because the truth of it is, my friend, if you don't make a change, then nothing will change. And you can keep going and keep going. And you'll keep going until the point where you're in too much pain, just like I was. And then you've got to make a change. Maybe it'll be the doctor telling you that you need to sort yourself out. Maybe it'll be someone in your family who's had a risk of heart disease or something like that. And you suddenly wake up one day and realize that you're going down the same path. Maybe like me, your wife confronts you and tells you that you're a fraud, that you're not this powerful, successful person that you like to think you are. Because that's what it took for me. It took for the people I love, for the people I care about, to show me that I was living a lie and I was going in a direction which they didn't want to go down. And if I was carrying on that direction, I was either going to run myself into the ground or I was going to end up lonely and dead inside. So what is it going to take for you to make a change? How many times do you have to miss the kids going playing football, or the wife to eat alone, or for arguments to happen in the house because you're snappy? How many times does it have to take for you to lose your temper with people, or realise that you've lost another deal? Now, you can choose to make that change. It's your choice. I realised that I got myself into this position where life, and I realised that I had to get myself out of it. But I also realised that I didn't want to do it alone. I'd done it alone before, and it was long and slow and painful, and I made mistake after mistake after mistake. And the second time round, I was going to get help. So if you do need help, where is it coming from? Because again, how long do you have to suffer before it becomes too late? And you just have to accept that where you are now is it.